My name is Anne Clifford, and I'm going to discuss the Willow pattern. In simple terms, it's a large plate. Basically, it's called Willow pattern. Why we call it the Willow pattern, because we observe the most prominent part of it is the willow tree. And Willow pattern, meaning you could automatically see it's blue and white. And it was used generations ago. And a lot of people would have this particular platter or plate in their house, because at the time it was quite popular. You can see the willow tree. You can observe the willow tree. And you also have the two little love doves. They're little birds flying up there, and you have the bridge. So the story is that this particular family were very well to do, and the father of the house didn't want his daughter to marry this particular worker that worked in the particular household. His wishes were that she would marry a well-to-do gentleman. But unfortunately, this gentleman was older, and the boy that she liked on the particular household, he was younger, in around her own age, and she didn't want naturally to marry the elderly gentleman. So herself and the boyfriend decided that they'd vanish into the night. And as the old story goes, now it's only a story, but didn't they turn into two little love doves? And this is the three people that are out looking: the father, the well-to-do man, and then another relation. They're out looking on the bridge to see can they find the young couple. And at a stage we're observing the fence. And it happened, we'll say, that from the early stages of the daughter falling in love, we'll say, with this particular young lad, didn't they erect a fence? They erected a fence all around the farm, so to block him out from coming in. And of course, that was quite sad and upsetting. Well, we can observe various other trees, but the main tree would be the willow. And what we can observe here now, we automatically would think, jump straight in, and you'd say, when you see blue and white, you'd say to yourself, this is a willow pattern. But no, it actually has the large two-story house there. It's not a willow pattern, it's just an old English house. But no, you have to say to yourself, is the willow the most prominent part of the plate? I think the beauty about the willow pattern is the colour. It's so enhancing looking. Well, the willow pattern was used at a stage, we'll say, in my generation, my parents or my grandparents or my great-grandparents. Basically, the meat was put into the centre and the vegetables surrounding it. Then the family would all sit around the table, and everybody would help themselves, and it would be helter-skelter. So, in other words, you made sure to move fast, because believe you me, you were left high and dry with nothing on your plate, and how sad that would be. So I had an older brother, and I needn't tell you, he was quite a devil. And he basically would trip me up as I'm going to the table to have my dinner. And of course, I ended up on the floor, and he would have all the meat and vegetables himself. Naturally, the rest of the family would come in. Long ago, we'll say, when the farmers, we'll say, were cutting the hay, the neighbouring farmers were always so helpful with one another. So it meant that my grandfather went out to various neighbours to assist the neighbouring farmer. And when all their jobs were done, basically they in return would come to my grandfather's house. And you can visualize that the large table, long ago, there could be at least 20 sitting around that. So you'd not only have one platter, but you could have anything up to 10 platters. Long ago, it was always homemade cooking. On a Friday evening, it was always set aside for baking. And Mother, bless her, she had us all around the table and teaching us. You had the sponge, you'd have the Victorian sandwich, or you'd have the egg sandwich. It was another one, an egg sponge, and you could put a cherry in the top of it, or decorate it with, your own imagination. Or in other words, what would make it more edible and more exciting looking is to put a few Smarties around it. So I needn't tell you, as I say, my brother, he was a naughty boy. He used to dive in and take all the Smarties off, and then naturally we were left with nothing. But those were good times, and we look back and we laugh about it.